for those that may not know, what is the purpose of these exercises? What organizations are involved in the exercises? How about shedding a little light on that?
Thanks, Bernie. Well, first of all, I think everyone that's worn the cloth knows that all professional militaries continuously train 24/7, 365 a year in order to build trust, maintain a proficiency, and readiness to fight tonight. If you fast forward now and put it in the context of Korea, the GISMA, the Greater Seoul Metropolitan Area / Seoul, you're looking at a city that's like New York City on steroids. The density of the population. It is so vulnerable, however, because it's only about 35 or 40 miles south of DMZ. And unfortunately, it continues to grow and it's getting closer and closer to tactical harm's way. I'd often joke that we're almost inside of mortar range in terms of the North Koreans. And from the other side of the fence, he doesn't have to be that good. I mean, he's got his artillery pushed forward. It's old, it's rusty, but let's face it, as big and vulnerable as the target of Seoul is, all he has to do is basically point him in a cardinal direction of south and pull the lanyard, and he will do a great deal of damage. So we find ourselves doing these exercises, these command post exercises, twice a year, and generally they coincide with a personnel turnover for both the Republic of Korea and U.S. forces. So Key Resolve Full Eagle, the spring exercise would coincide primarily with the Korean turnover, and the one in the summer would be correspondent to where we would send earlier, particularly the Command and General Staff College classes. So when you get these new people in, and again, these are commanders and staff, they're coming in as individual replacements. They're there for a year or two, and they're not on a rotational basis like the larger units that we're currently seeing in Korea. So they've got to get on the ground and get their nose in the op plan, the standard operating procedures, and team build. That's about 45 to 50% of the population every single year. Great Command Sergeant Major Barry Wheeler used to say, if you hadn't said it in a week, you hadn't said it. The other thing that you have to do is get your boots on the ground, get your eyes on the ground, because you can't appreciate the difficulty of the terrain in Korea from a computer screen. You got to pull out a map, pull out a paper map, and go out and look at the ground and learn the terrain. You asked me who participates, and you said it already, but it's Combined Forces Command, and it's the ROC Joint Chiefs of Staff, and their service components is the primary training audience. But in addition to that, we see United Nations Command, U.S. Forces Korea, the ROC Ministry of Defense, the U.S. Embassy. There are functional United States component commands that support the neutral nation sending states, which you mentioned, the Supervisory Commission, the Neutral Nation Supervisory Commission, Indo-PACOM, and of course there's reinforcing off-pen components that will come in the case of a crisis to augment on-pen forces. And then finally there's the three-letter agencies. There's a whole bunch of folks. This is really a big deal twice a year. Back to you, Bernie.